Break the board sports. It's your boy RJ Cash. Click that like, hit subscribe. College football playoff. We're 6-0 in the CFP after the first round. And it was dog days. 3-1 on the dogs. 3-1 goes to the dogs. We went 4-0 overall. Called all four games straight. Our two teasers won. So 6-0, 7-0 if you count the double unit play we had on the one teaser. So awesome first weekend. We already put out our short on Miami, Ohio State. Check that out. Now we're going to hop into this one, Oregon, Texas Tech, and this was a 1.5 point line. Now it has moved to 2.5 as we said here early Saturday morning. So still about 5 days to game time. So some of the splits and stuff I'm going to throw out that could change as time goes on. Right now, number 5 Oregon versus number 4 Texas Tech. Now Oregon beat JMU. However, JMU covered. Dante Moore had that pick there against JMU, and a little unsettling considering how quick Oregon jumped out, and then JMU was able to battle back, ultimately get the cover. We had them plus 21.5. Texas Tech, now Morton, he was still walking around in the boot. Kind of wonder what's he going to look like. Hadn't got a whole lot of reps for Texas Tech, but the bye was really important for them. And one thing's for sure, this front seven of Texas Tech, best in the country could be. Right now, Oregon, they've moved to a 2.5 point favorite. 52.5 is the total. Now 72%, take account 68% of the handle going to the over. 28%, take account 32% of the handle going to the under. Now, when you look at the side, the ticket count relatively close. 54% Oregon, 46% Texas Tech, but the money is not. 74% of the handle is on Oregon, 26% of the handle on Texas Tech, catching the 2.5. Now, both of these teams come in 12-1. Texas Tech, Big 12 champs. They haven't played anybody outside the conference, really. BYU beat them twice. Now, when you look at Oregon, they had to go to Washington, won 26-14. They were in a dogfight 18-16 at Iowa, beat USC at home 42-27. Indiana, they lost that one at home 30-20. They won the overtime game against what turns out to be a bad Penn State team. So a couple different kind of mixed bag there as far as Oregon's concerned. Now, these two teams played back in 2023, just 2 years ago at Texas Tech. That's a game Oregon won 38-30. If you remember that game, it was an absolute thriller, whale of a game. Now, these two will hook up here in the Orange Bowl in South Florida. Long plane ride for Oregon. Oregon, 9th best scoring offense in the country, 39.2 points per game, but they'll face the number 2 ranked offense in the country, 42.5 points per game for Texas Tech. They're about 3 points better. Now, on the flip side, 10th best defense. We talk about Oregon's defense and Dan Lanning, 16.3, but let's be real. The Big Ten really doesn't light up scoreboards, right? So I'm not taking anything away from Dan Lanning. I think he's a great coach. Now, Oregon's got NFL dudes all over the place. Number 4 transfer portal team this past season. But the number 1 transfer portal team is Texas Tech, and that front 7 defense, how legit are they? Well, they were 3rd in the country in scoring defense. So when you talk about Oregon, number 10, 16.3, Texas, number 3, giving up 10.9 points per game. The other thing about this is when you look at it and dive in, Texas Tech been well documented. They don't give up more than 125 yards on the ground was the bit one against K-State, and Oregon could run for more than that. I think the total is like 142. Could definitely see that. But Oregon, they come into this 7-game winning streak, 7-0 last 7 games, and they're 5-0 as the favorite. Now, Texas Tech, obviously 6 in a row for them, and not only straight up, but ATS. Texas Tech has gone under the total 8 of their last 11, but against Big Ten opponents, Texas Tech 5 straight overs against Big Ten opponents. Now, when they're an underdog, Texas Tech has played to the under 8 of the last 12. So in the words of Dan Campbell, they really carry them out to drag them out to the swamp and try to choke them down here. When you look at that 52.5, I don't want to touch that. And the reason being is I can absolutely, when you got a team giving up 10 points and a team giving up 26 or 16 rather, that's only 26 points. You would have to double it, but you also have two high powered offenses. So this is the one game in the college football playoff where I'm like, okay, I could see 13-10, but I could also see 52-45. Like this is the most, when we talk about totals, like to me, Ohio State, Miami, I know that has like 24-17 written all over it, right? 24-16, 21-17. Like I'm just there on that Miami Ohio State game. When I look at Indiana, Alabama, I'm like, okay, that has over written all over it, in my opinion, because of Alabama's offense. This is the one game I'm like, I don't know if it's like over, under, nothing would really surprise me. Don't know if I can't really tease it over. I can't really tease it under. I can't play it straight over. I can't play it straight under. So just staying away from that. Now, what I will say about this game is when you look at stats and trends now, Texas Tech also 12-2 ATS their last 14 games, 9.8 units is what that would get you. Oregon, right now, if you like them, first half money line, they've hit the money line 11 of their last 14 games in the first half, 7.65 units, but 11 of the last 13 has been the same for Texas Tech. When you look at here, first quarter spread, Texas Tech, 7 of the last 8. Right now, they're plus a half. You could even get that. If you look over, you can even get that plus 1.5, I believe. Let me just refresh this in real time. We can kind of workshop this out. But you can get Texas Tech first quarter. Let's see. First quarter, you can get Texas Tech. Yeah. First quarter, you can get them plus 1.5. I think that's good value with Texas Tech plus 1.5 for the first quarter. Now you got to lay $1.65. I'm not enthused about that, but also important where you shop. So like MGM and DraftKings are laying 2.5 for Oregon. FanDuel, if you like Oregon, take them over there. They're only minus 1.5. So again, very important with these college football playoff games, bowl games. You're getting the best of the number. When I look at it, though, I want to go back to the DraftKings one, laying 2.5. I don't see any way this doesn't get to 3. And just listen to my thought process on that. Your ticket count's about the same. As we get closer to game time, I can only imagine more Oregon money coming in. Now, I do all my handicapping. I set my numbers. I do my handicapping. And then after I've come to a consensus on the side, then I start listening to outside noise, right? I make my pick. I know what I'm going with. And then I'm like, okay, now I'll listen to the outside because I don't want to be swayed. And only thing I have heard, I've heard some guys try to be very politically correct about it and kind of juice the game up, right? But here's the reality. I haven't heard anybody pick Texas Tech. I've heard them give them how Texas Tech could win, but every single person, radio, podcast, TV, VSiN, ESPN, MGM, DraftKings Network, Sports Grid, I've heard nothing but Oregon Ducks. Oregon, 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 Oregon. If Ohio State or Indiana doesn't win it, or Georgia, Oregon's the one. They're the dark horse. Oregon could run this. Dante Moore, best quarterback in the country, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I get it. Texas Tech played in the Big 12, but I think we give way too much credence to the Big 10. Here's the reality. Big 10 has one, maybe two good teams every year. Okay, they had a third one this year with Oregon. But how good are they? How good is Oregon? I know they got dudes, and I know it's really hard going up there to play in Eugene, but when you get Oregon out of Eugene in a setting like this, I'll just be interested to see. Like Texas Tech has dudes, man. And I know they play in the Big 12, but look, that front seven, you got NFL draft prospects all over it. Morton and company, Texas Tech can score the ball. I watched JMU do exactly what I thought they could do. I thought they could score and get going. And they really JMU controlled the second half. They just got off to such a horrible start and turnovers and they just got out of the gate slow. And you can say, well, Oregon took the foot off the gas. And maybe that's true, right? But when I look at this, if this doesn't go to 3 and we're still setting at 74% of the handle on Oregon or more, and the overwhelming support is on Oregon. I'm telling you, that's just, and this line doesn't go to 3. It's the books begging you to bet Oregon. They just want you to bet Oregon. They know the world's going to bet Oregon. So why isn't it over 3 so they can get buyback? They're just going to wait till the day before. I mean, how many people, if you're talking with your buddies, do you see, or how many buddies you got saying Texas Tech? So I like Texas Tech in this one. It's 2.5. I would lay the juice minus 120 to take +3. I also think, again, I gave it out 10-point teaser under 52.5 in the Miami game. Texas Tech +12.5. Ole Miss +16.5. I like that as a 10-point teaser. Now, out of the 4 games, this is the one I'm least confident about. I will say that. I feel really confident about the other 3 games. This one's just more of a hunch and a contrarian play. But Texas Tech, it's 2.5. I'll lay $1.20, $1.25 +3. RJ Cash, Break the Board Sports, giving you stats, trends, information to help you with your handicap. Whether you fade or follow, hope you win your bet. God bless and happy handicap.